And good afternoon, folks. Welcome back to UndercoverET. Guys, massive day today. It's perihelion day for 3IATLAS and the Earth. So we're going to get the closest approach. In fact, it's already happened. I'm hoping astronomers have already grabbed those images and are putting them together right now. So guys, I will keep you in the loop as best as I can. Although I am out all day today. I'm in London. Got to take the family down there so they can see some friends as well. So yeah, guys, busy day for me. I'm going to try and keep on top of all of it though. Also, another big bit of news, which doesn't necessarily mean anything, but it could have massive implications for this topic, is the Epstein files. They are all going to be released today if they haven't already. I'm assuming there's going to be some big names in there. It's going to start rocking the boat quite a bit. Now, although there's going to just be pictures and stuff, there's going to be a lot of questions asked. I feel like oligarchs, big people in big places, they're all connected to this topic potentially. And some of them will be affected. If the time to come out and get all this out there and to tip all the corruption, turn it upside down, if there's ever a time to do it, it's now. And so, yeah, interesting stuff. Also, guys, we've got a massive update on Disclosure Day, Steven Spielberg's new film. I'm going to go over the video today and analyse it, see if I can pick up anything from the actual clip. I was so excited on the night, I just wanted to show you the clip before. So this time I'm going to go over it. Without further ado though, guys, please like, subscribe. As always, we do need your support. And we are so close to 5k. I feel like it's going to happen this weekend. And I want to thank you guys for all your support, for subscribing, for watching, for paying attention, for putting the cameras in the skies after maybe 5 or 6 times of being asked. You've done it. You're sending in the evidence. We're going to keep growing. And I was dead serious as well about the memberships on the last video. Guys, if I can get to 250 members, and I know it's asking a lot, but even if you guys did it just for a month or two, I could get a few phones out to people that have been recording that need an upgrade, need a tripod. And look, I know it's a struggle out there. I've struggled myself. So I am asking you guys to help each other if we can get to where we need to get to, which is the best footage, consistent. The research starts now, guys. It started 8 years ago with Dr. Shite, but it really has got to begin now because we're coming into an era where we need to learn stuff. And I don't think they're going to fly down here straight away and start telling us all the information we need to know. Probably going to want to learn about these things a hell of a lot before we engage. Whether it be in a year's time, 5 years time, 10 years time, 50 years time, whenever it might be, we need to start getting the cameras in the skies now. We need to start learning about where these things are, what they look like, which areas are more prevalent, why is that? There's going to be all different reasons, all different questions, and this is where you guys come in because you're dotted around all over the world. Pull your phone out your pocket, you can record, you can capture something, and you never know when something big around the world may happen, and you may just have that awareness about you because you've been watching the channel, been watching other channels, and you're like, hey, this is a moment I need to get my camera out. So guys, I'm dead serious about this. More cameras dotted around the world will give us the goods. So look, the more members we can get, the merrier is the moral of the story there. And I do want to obviously carry the evidence forward and represent you guys that are putting the cameras in the skies. So without further ado, let's get into it. All right, guys, we're going to start with 3IATLAS. It's been a little while, a wee while, you could say. I've not had Avi Loeb talking much on the show. I'm going to just play a short clip because much of what he's been saying across every interview has been much the same, to be honest with you. But this next question is an important one because everyone wants to know what's going to happen next, right? Let's find out.
Approach to interpret the nature of the, because there is no expert on interstellar object. We have only 3 in our sample.
We have 30 seconds left, so tell me what's going to happen to this after it passes by tomorrow, then what?
Then it will come closest to Jupiter on March 16, 2026, and it arrives exactly at the distance from Jupiter where Jupiter's gravity dominates over the Sun's gravity. So an interesting question is, did it target Jupiter to deploy some kind of a device there? Or maybe it's just a chance coincidence, and let's just wait and see.
Okay, so that's the message from Avi there. Doesn't matter what images we get, we've still got to keep an eye on this thing because as it gets closer to Jupiter, there is a chance that it might slingshot around Jupiter and come back. There's a chance that it could deploy drones or other craft or meet up with other craft that are there already that we just simply don't know about. Who knows, guys? Who knows really what's going on here? I know it's all theory and it's all hopeful. It's not hopeful, it's just realistic, really. We don't really know what this thing is. People that are saying it's a comet, you know, from NASA, they're probably saying what they're instructed to say, and they're going based on probability, you know, but probability doesn't mean definite unless they're talking 100%, which they're not. So there's a lot of anomalies. I respect Avi and what he's doing. He's just saying a lot of the same stuff, guys, and we need more information. So I'm going to go on to X now, and we're going to have a look at some images from Dobsonian Power. Mate, thank you, Tiago, for all your effort. I appreciate it. And mate, we are done with the shenanigans, man. We are done with the shenanigans. Please support Dobsonian Power if you haven't already. I'm sure all of you already are. He's a massive channel, far larger than mine, but he's doing wonderful work. And obviously, he's putting his neck out on the line here because he's saying it. It's not a comet, not a comet. Visible jet, 3IATLAS, raw picture, no makeup, visible jet. He's put the telescope out there as well. Beautiful community, wonderful night, and I was involved in that live as well. And it was really good community. He's right. A lot of people do support him, and they love how he does the show, how he puts it all together. And yeah, it's really good stuff. For me, as someone who's not an astronomer, okay, I always look at these images with disappointment because they don't show us much. But I am very appreciative of the fact that you are trying to get this image, to get a good image of 3IATLAS out there. And actually, although we're not seeing a lot of detail, there's actually quite a lot of data here that is telling us what it needs to tell us. The sun facing tail, all this sort of stuff. And so, you know, for people that know what they're looking at and understand astronomy a lot better than the likes of you and me, maybe, it does tell us enough to give us these anomalies, to question everything that we're questioning. You know, we want to see what the shape of the nucleus is. We want to see what it is, 100%. And I appreciate it's moving fast. It's far away. It's going to be very bright. We're going to be struggling to see that. And I appreciate NASA aren't going to release anything credible because they're trying to hide something, right? They've got cameras up there that can give much better imagery than what we can provide down here. And yet it's the amateurs that are pulling it out, which is why I say thank you, Tiago, and support him. Please do. The UFO community was calling out for the amateurs to get involved, and that's what they have been doing. It's not only Tiago that's been doing it, but I specifically do watch Dobsonian Power, so I appreciate you, man. Thank you very much. All right, breaking news, and this is a big one, guys. Interstellar has posted this. Give them a follow if you haven't already. Sources confirm Emily Blunt will testify as a first-hand UAP witness at the 2026 UAP congressional hearings. That's huge. When do they ever mix movie making with actual testimony? That's crazy. The line between fiction and reality just got blurred, or did the aliens do that? Alien emoji and a corn emoji. Rep Eric Burleson. We are thrilled to have this eyewitness account. Her experience aligns perfectly with whistleblower reports we've received. Finally, the truth about non-human intelligence will be disclosed. Will it? What, because someone's saying something? We need more, guys. We need more. Anna Paulina Luna. Emily Blunt's testimony is groundbreaking. As someone who's seen the evidence firsthand, she brings credibility we desperately need. The American people deserve full transparency. No more hiding the weather or the visitors. Is this the real #disclosureday or just Hollywood's best marketing stunt ever? Steven Spielberg's UFO disclosure film Disclosure Day is due to be released summer 2026. What do you think, scripted or extraterrestrial? Drop your theories below. That is huge. Someone who's made a film or helped make a film, starred in the film, given the lead role in the film, and she is now going to be testifying at a hearing in 2026. And this is why I'm saying they are rolling this out, guys. This is going to be out within the next year. You know, I have changed my tune. I thought it was going to happen a lot sooner, but they've really got a plan. They've really got a plan, guys. Everyone's excited to see the new movie, of course, and look, it's going to do really well. It's going to do really well, and I think it's going to do really well for a couple of reasons. There's a lot of people out there that obviously believe in NHI, but they look at it on a very spiritual level, a very, well, quite rightly so as well. I do believe it's all vibrational frequency based and all the rest of it. When it comes to communication and flight, we're looking at some crazy stuff, okay? And so it needs to be explained with something a little bit out there, a little bit different to what we know and are used to. And a lot of people lean towards this, the spiritual, the mental, you know, telepathy and all that. It starts to become very vague for a lot of people because in their everyday lives, it's just not there. They just don't recognize that it's there, but it is there, guys. There are things that people get, you know, you can walk into a room and suddenly your hairs stand up because you've got that feeling, you know, that feeling that you're not alone, or that feeling that you get a sense that someone is pissed off. You walk into a room and you're just like, whoa, they've got a bad energy. That is a real energy, guys. It's a real thing. And the fact that it's real and tangible, and yet we can't see it, but we know it's there, it's just another thing. Just like the air, guys, that we got around us. It's there. You just can't see it. And your conscious knows it's there. Your mind and your eyes are just not allowing you to build a picture. And this is where the UFO community are, for the most part. They're in this bubble where they know it's real, but they just can't put a stamp on it. They can't put a stamp on it. And this is what we're trying to do, guys. We're trying to put a stamp on the research, trying to put a stamp by giving you evidence, video evidence. And it is going to look very unreal because what we're dealing with is very unreal to our reality. That's the reality of it. So I guess, yeah, I'm sorry to ramble on, but trying to explain this in a nutshell is very difficult. This is just major movement to what is disclosure and what will come. Now, let's get into the trailer again, but also stop it and talk about some certain aspects and what we're finding. So let's get into that. Okay, guys, we are back with Universal Pictures and Disclosure Day trailer. I'm going to be stopping and starting, like I said, but I really am interested to see if we can find anything in the trailer that may drop a few more clues. A lot of people have been looking into it. Like I say, on the day that it came out, I was just so excited. I just put it all out there. But this time I want to dive it a little bit. So, but that's a crazy first few seconds, because instantly the filmmaker is telling you, just with this image alone, these animals are more conscious and aware right at the start of the film. That's the first message that you're getting. When you've got all of these animals looking into this property at these people, what instant message do you get from that? That I'm being watched by a bunch of deer? That's the impression you get, guys. Let's keep going. The religious aspect. Now, if you looked outside, guys, and you saw a bunch of wildlife just turn around and stare at you, you would probably go for the cross of the Bible, right? And pray to God that you're not going to get eaten alive. Because that is something you're not used to seeing, right? It's not natural. It's not real to you. So I'm not too sure whether they tie religion in with this in any particular way other than pray, hope. Ultimately, religion is faith. And I feel like that's all they're going to be using religion for here, is to have a little bit of faith, because what's about to unfold is just a reality. I think that's how they're going to use religion here. I'm not too sure if they're going to tie God itself with life and give evidence of that, is what I'm saying. It's just based on a faith that maybe God, if God is real, then God created everything, including non-human intelligence as well. Okay, I stopped it here because I find this really, really cool. And when I saw this, I was like, whoa. For the simple fact that earlier on in the year, I was told from someone that a bird started talking to them in telepathy, and they was just watching them while they were sat in the car. I didn't outright believe what I was being told, but I kept it on the table and I left it open because I realised what was actually out there myself. And I knew that what we're dealing with is not, like I say, of the reality we're used to. So when I saw this, I was like, oh, damn. It's not the first time I've heard of it. So this is now coming to fruition. It's a bit like, you know, it's a bit like seeing the signs year on year, and then all of a sudden someone turns around and says, oh, did you know this is actually happening right now? And you're like, I never saw that coming, but you did, you know. Times that by 20, because I'm not talking about guessing lottery numbers or football score. We're talking about reality change. So this is how crazy this is. What's really cool about this picture? He's amazed and smiling. This bird is looking right at him. And that's pretty flippin' awesome. Let's keep going.
Good morning, Kansas City. Let's take a look at
Kansas City. Something a little bit disturbing, actually. And if I can pull the email up, I will overlay it over this. So I interviewed a guy earlier this year who was from Kansas City, and he was claiming to me that he was seeing a lot of shadow beings, a lot of crazy stuff happening, a lot of homes being emptied, and yet lights were going on at night, properties were being used, but the properties were empty, guys. For me, he sounded a little bit out there with what he was saying. I'll put you can click the link above and watch it back, guys. He was losing his mind, quite literally, and I was concerned for him because he's got young children that he's trying to look after. He had people around him, but you know, like him and his partner basically were just trying to get on with their lives and look after their children. They found themselves moving around quite a lot, so they left Kansas City in the end. I can't remember where they went. The reason why I bring this up is because this lady, the first place we actually mention, if you look at the weather report there, you've got Denver in the background. The first place she actually mentions, though, is Kansas City. This guy, I didn't hear from for a while. He told me some wild shit was going down. I didn't really know what to make of it. I kept saying to him, get video evidence, please. Just get something on video, because telling me all this stuff is just like me telling a story to anyone, right? I need video evidence. Next thing you know, I get an email from a prison in America, and I only just found this a couple of weeks ago in my spam folder. Okay, so I haven't responded because this email is several months old now. In a nutshell, he's been arrested and he's been put in prison, and I know some crazy stuff was going on, and he's actually reached out to contact me, you know, and I don't know why, because I don't know how I can help him, but maybe something's happened that he needs to tell us. And I know he was from Kansas, and he was saying there was some whack stuff going on in Kansas, which is why he had to leave. Now, I don't know his mental state. I don't know why he drove his kids and his family 900 miles at like 1 o'clock in the morning. Right? What would drive a man and to do that with his family? So I don't know what's happened. I don't know why he's gone to prison. I'll try and find out, guys. I'll pop the email up for you guys to read, but I just wanted to make a note of that. She mentions Kansas City as the first place in the movie, and I'm just making the connection right there. I don't know if something will actually happen in Kansas. I just know a guy that's had some crazy ass times going on, and he's now trying to contact me from a prison, and he was from Kansas City. So that's pretty creepy, right? That's pretty creepy. Sounds very Grudge-like, you know, with the popping. It does sound very creature-like as well. Very creature-like, almost insect-like. You know, if you could imagine insects, they're very small. You can't really hear them. But if you were down to their size and you had ears, you can imagine that's what they would sound like. Pretty creepy. Let's just one more time. I mean, I understand this is going to be a film made for entertainment purposes as well, okay. So there may be an element of this movie which is just in it for entertainment purposes. I don't know how real. 90% real, 50% real, 30% real. I don't know how realistic they're going to try and make this. Just found it really interesting that they've gone down this road and they've hit the UAP community, the spiritual community, all of us. It's either very well cleverly done, or it's all linked and they want us to know it's linked, right? So this is the message I take from it. So again, this is the message of, this is now them basically saying this is about disclosure. Disclosure means telling the masses. So that's simply what that line means. Now you can see they've got an intelligence unit here. They're pulling up faces. They're looking for someone, potentially an organization. They're monitoring everyone and everything. Now this scene, obviously she looks like she's completely in awe. You see, she's in a bedroom. There's like a dream catcher or something above her, just circling. And I think that actually what she's looking at right there is something potentially flying out of a window. So I don't know, guys. I don't think there's something in the room with her. I mean, it looks like she's in a bedroom there. So I would say she's on a top floor. And if she's on a top floor and she's looking out of a window, then she's looking out into the sky, right? Likely. If she's on bottom floor, then maybe she's just seeing the deer. But I feel like this might be a scene for a saucer or a craft or something. Maybe an orb. Who knows? This one scene here is now linking our neurological side, our brain, to communication with potentially something else. You know, because he's now talking about disclosing to the world for everyone to see all at once, while showing this clip, which is a guy hooked up, monitoring his brain, or allowing him to communicate through his brain. You know, this is the image that we're going to get. Just in a split moment, we're going to be like, oh wow, they're tackling this on a neurological level. They've gone deep, guys. Crop circles, something I have visited quite a lot of this year. I stayed in one at Sutton Venie. I stayed there for 3 or 4 nights. We captured some amazing stuff. Crazy energy that we felt going in. Really calm as well. That one was definitely a real one. And impossible to get on the land. Really impossible to get on the land. You would have been seen going in and out. Never mind getting the job done in between. And yeah, it was under lock and key. Beautiful scenery. Casper site was there. I was there. A couple of us actually turned up. Quite a few drones were flown over. I was the only one, I believe, to stay 3 or 4 nights. And we captured our hockey puck UAP. We captured all sorts of crazy stuff. And look, I felt the energy while I was there. I live in Wiltshire. Honestly, there were about 6 or 7 that just popped up around me during the summer. So it was easy for me to get around and go and have a look at quite a few. And yeah, so I'll be doing the same thing next year, no doubt. Is it connected to the greater phenomena? Yes, it is. Clearly they're messages. I don't necessarily think they're messages for us as well, because they're not written in a language we can understand. We have to try and decipher them. And look, ancient civilization with a high intelligence is not going to sit there and leave riddles for us to try and work out. If they want us to know something, they're just going to tell us. And so I feel like these messages are likely for the Earth itself, or they're for other entities, other beings that can understand why these messages are being left. And it's just code for them. It's not for us to understand. The only thing we can really understand from it is we aren't alone, and how the hell was it blooming made? That's the question mark, the big question mark that we should all be asking. So yeah, there you go. Monitoring civilization as we know it, as it's all unfolding. Everyone will be being watched. People, I can see this actually happening, you know, if disclosure happens. How are people reacting? The sightings, look, we've got sources. You know, what's going on here? Is this a full-blown you know, hi, we're here. Is this what's happening? Or are these all the news reports going on around the world, and this is some secret MI6 whatever, looking back, just going, holy shit. You know, like, is this due to happen? Is this the extreme? Is this a bit extreme for what is likely going to happen? Probably. I don't know what catastrophic disclosure really looks like. I mean, if they were to land, it would look like this, right? If they were just to land blatantly, it would look like this. Even if they said to us before they even got here that they were coming in peace, it would still look like this. So yeah, interesting one. So it does seem quite action-packed. It seems like there's also people trying to keep a lid on it, or stop something from happening, or get to information first for whatever reason. So it does seem like there's quite a few stories within this film. You can see here, she's holding something that is glowing in her hand here. This looks like something very important, which will potentially what the government officials that you saw in the cars there are after. Something that will maybe break free humanity in a way. I don't know. Interesting. I'm not sure what it's trying to represent. It looks like an artifact of some kind. I don't know. And there's lots of people behind her, and they're all staring in front of her. They're all looking at the same thing right now, whatever it is. And she's glowing. She is glowing from her hand. God knows what's happening here, guys. And this is an awesome scene, because what this shows you is that animals have been brought up to a higher level of consciousness and are walking. In this clip, these animals, seemingly they're animals, are walking this child towards a bright lit up house. Okay. The child looks safe, first of all. I know it looks like a scene out of Bloomin' Narnia, right? But okay, let's just theorize for a minute. Imagine if 3IATLAS did have a wave of frequency that changed the planet, and we all raised in frequency. Okay? Because this is what people are saying, that the human race is going to raise in frequency. That will mean the whole planet raises in frequency. It means bears, deers, badgers, every living creature raises in frequency. Now, I'm not saying that all of a sudden, you know, Timon and Pumbaa turn up and they just start singing and dancing in front of us. But what if all of a sudden their consciousness changes and these animals suddenly turn up and go, yo, it's been thousands of years, we've never been able to communicate with you. We can now. That would be mental, mate. That would be mental. And likely, we're probably going to experience quite a lot of all the above. So we're going to probably experience stuff like higher frequency beings, animals, pets, home pets, starting to become more aware, consciously aware of what's going on. We're going to start seeing things like visitors coming from space, other planets, other dimensions potentially, light beings, all these different things. And they're all powered, I think, by consciousness, by what drives us, right? So this is the connection I feel like we all have. And I feel like this story is going to be told really, really well through Steven Spielberg's movie. I really do. I feel like it's going to be a good one, guys. So there's some food for thought for all of you. Big day. Let's keep each other in the loop as best we can. Like I said, I'm on the road to London today, so I've got a busy day. I'll be out till literally later on tonight. If there's anything massive going on, I will get a video out tonight and just give you guys the latest update. But as it stands, Epstein files are being released. 3IATLAS has had its perihelion. We're going to wait for some clear images, hopefully from amateurs out there. NASA aren't going to release shit, guys, so don't rely on NASA. And yeah, guys, a lot of buzz over this new movie. Now look, we're in December. 6 months seems like a long time. It will actually fly. It will actually fly, guys. So I can't wait for this. As always, like and subscribe to the channel. We do need your support. Support all the evidence that comes in. Support the public, and don't forget memberships, guys. We need cameras in the skies, especially if something is about to unfold. We want to be able to capture every moment, every single moment. And so I would love certain individuals to get better cameras, tripods. I've got a list of people that I'd love to help out, but I do need the members there in order to do that. Because to be honest, guys, this don't pay me enough. It really doesn't. But I do this for a few different reasons, guys. And I'm going to actually do an individual video on specifically that, why I do this. And it might give you guys a better understanding as to why this is all worthwhile. But look, guys, that's all from me. I hope you enjoyed it. Food for thought, at least. Like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Take care. All the best. And I will see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.